30 Rock, a little bit difficult this morning if you're coming to work, but in Washington, apparently things are wide open.
You just walk right into the White House.
Let's not joke too much because it's dead serious. And
do you agree with me now that somebody should be fired? Like the person that runs the Secret Service should be fired.
I actually think they have a culture problem and a security problem, because the culture problem reflects kind of the sense of the organization. And now we have two major events in the past couple of years, one in the past week, that showed this agency is completely crippled. And it has, I don't know what they're going to have
I've got to say,
do.
the Obamas are a lot more patient than I would be.
Because
these people, there would be a clean house. I know, I heard the president was angry about it, and I know, I'm sure the First Lady was very concerned about it, but holy cow.
In just a few hours, the director of the Secret Service is scheduled to testify at a congressional hearing, and it comes a day after the Washington Post first reported that the suspect in the White House security breach this month made it farther inside than previously reported. Officials initially said Omar Gonzalez, an Iraq War veteran, jumped the White House fence with a knife and entered through the north doors of the first family's home before being taken into custody. You got the sense that he got in the door and they got him.
They stopped him, right.
Officials now say Gonzalez also overpowered a female Secret Service officer. She did not know there was a breach because the White House usher's office had asked for the alarm box to be silenced. That box could be used to alert someone that someone is coming. Gonzalez then allegedly ran past that guard, headed into the east room of the White House. Look at this map.
Okay.
Look how far he went inside the building.
And while we're
Look at this.
And while we're looking, okay, so I want to go back to the map if we can.
Should have been caught by the dogs on the lawn.
Yeah, can you take down, I don't know if you guys can take that down or not, but as you go past, you will see the stairs that he ran past. If he had taken a quick right, see the stairs?
Go right upstairs.
He ran past into the East Room. He could have run upstairs.
Apparently, there are other measures
the family's quarters
to keep the stairs safe, but I
don't
question everything.
No, I don't believe
point.
that. I don't see. Now he could have just gone right up the stairs right there, but he kept running to the east and would have been up into the family's quarters. There's so many questions to ask here. First of all, how does he get past seven safeguards supposedly? Secondly, why do they silence an alarm box? Third. Why do you have a female officer inside that can be overpowered? Got no problem with female officers as long as they're 6'4", weigh 280 pounds, and can take down anybody that runs through the front door. I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe somebody would be mad at me about political. I don't give a damn about political correctness when you're talking about the safety of the president, the first lady, and his two young daughters. Don't give a damn. Put somebody big that's going to be bigger than anybody else that runs through those doors, that will tackle them and make them regret that they ever thought about going inside the first family's home.
So we have a retired member of the Secret Service coming up, but as you can see, he actually made it all the way to the other end of the 80-foot room.
The East Room.
Before a counter-assault agent tackled him by the doorway to the Green Room. The new details mean Secret Service Director Julia Pearson will likely face tough questions later today from both Democrats and Republicans of the House Oversight Committee.
I'm extremely concerned. Most organizations have acceptable losses. In other words, they're right 97% of the time. In the case of the Secret Service, they have to succeed 100% of the time.
Without a doubt, this is a moment, a transformational moment, where it's clear that something needs to be done, and something needs to be done drastically. It's also clear that they need to have a come-to-Jesus moment, because clearly the Secret Service has not measured up to its reputation.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think we covered the prostitution issues and the problems abroad. We covered them, and then we moved on.
You know what? If you're getting drunk in Mexico or some other place the night before you're supposed to be taking care of, okay, whatever.
No, I don't know.
No, you punish them for that. That's one thing. But, man, Mike, if you're letting people jump the fence, run into the White House, go past the family stairs, you think it's related? Do we think there's just
in terms of the culture of the organization?
It's just a mess.
Well, the problem here is that it's highly likely that they will overreach and shut down the rest of Pennsylvania Avenue to even pedestrian traffic, which they ought not to do.
They can't do that just because the Secret Service doesn't know how to do their job. They should not punish tourists.
Right, because the flaws, the mistakes occurred at every level along the way. The plainclothes Secret Service on the outside of the fence, they didn't do their job. The dog was not released, or dogs were not released once the intruder is rushing across the lawn. The alarm box was muted. The alarm box automatically locks the doors if it's working. In effect, it wasn't working. At every step along the way, it was human error. So the idea that they would even think about closing down the rest of Pennsylvania Avenue in front of the White House is really ridiculous.
That's insanity, Willie.
It's almost impossible as you read through this that this many layers of security failed. I mean, you talk about the plainclothes officers outside the fence. There's a guard in a booth on the north lawn. There's an attack dog that's supposed to be released. There's a specialized SWAT team that's supposed to step in, and then a guard at the front door, all at the ready. And meanwhile, this alarm inside was turned off because the usher who works near the front door complained that it was too noisy when it goes off.
I believe he had a car full of explosion. We've discovered later.
Ammunition.
He has a car full of ammunition. He is a war veteran suffering from PTSD. He's a trained sniper. Of course, we don't know that in the act, but how does this man...
Didn't he have a map as well that they found in the car?
Had a map that he had circled when he'd been arrested with like 7 guns in his car, a map that circled the White House?
And then we learned about the incident where it took the Secret Service 4 days to even realize that there had been shots fired at the White House. 7
So
shots
we're going
fired.
to be breaking this down more with those who actually served in this position at retired Secret Service.
They need to clean house. They
see
need
what
to
he
clean
says.
house.
I don't
There are
know.
some great Secret Service agents. They need leadership, and they aren't getting it right.
It's an elite protective unit.
Oh, yeah.
It did
No, I
not
know.
behave like an elite protective unit in this instance.
I'll share some personal stories coming up, but